Alright everybody, thank you for joining me for my Oppenheimer reaction and first time watching this movie. I'm excited. Let's get into it. Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to man.
Members of the security board, your indictment of me cannot be fairly understood except in the context of my life and my work.
Are they really going to ask about it?
Is that looks like Robert Downey.
4 years ago.
5. When they bring up Oppenheimer, you answer honestly. No senator can deny you did your duty. Who'd want to justify their whole life?
You have to justify your entire life? Why is Oppenheimer like totally on trial here? Because
I wanted to study the new physics.
Was there nowhere here? I thought Berkeley had the leading theoretical physics department.
Once I built it.
Once I built it.
Emotionally immature, troubled by visions of a hidden universe.
Hidden universe? Really? He had visions? Is any of that true? This is based on the true events of creating the atomic bomb, right? I don't know history well, so this is all going to be new and fascinating to me, just so you know.
Start again.
I need to go to the lecture, sir. It's Niels Bohr.
All right. Let's go.
Oh, no, you, Oppenheimer.
What?
You finish Coachman's plate.
Oh, he's the laughing stock of the class. Got the biggest brain out of all of them. Left an apple for the teacher. Why did people used to do that? Where did that come from? I feel like this is going to be a very dramatic movie. Intellectual dialogue that is... Got to try to wrap my head around. We'll see how it goes. Why did he put that in the apple? Whew. What's he trying to do to him? Is that lethal? Or is it just going to make it sweet and sour? So he's the one who created the atomic bomb, but he's saying he had visions of other galaxies or universes or whatever. It's interesting to think what caused him to have that, right? Oh, he's trying to get to the apple before anything bad happens.
You were at my lecture. You asked the only good question.
No one's denying his insight.
At Harvard, yes, and you asked the same question. Why ask again?
Must be lethal in whatever he put in there.
And lift the stone without being ready for the snake that's revealed. And go somewhere they'll let you think. I'll send word.
Wormhole.
What did he say? Worm? Wormhole? Ooh, so he was gonna kill the teacher out of pure rage. What a sneaky way to kill him, too. Then again, they'd probably trace it back and be like, why was the apple lethal? And knew it was somebody in the class, and they'll go back to that class, and who's the one person that was the laughing stock was him. Is that a true story, I wonder? Did that actually happen? A lot of time passing. He's breaking glass. His mind is racing with the physics of it, or what kind of reaction, chemical reaction is happening here, or what? I have a lot of questions. I'll have a lot of questions during this. I'm just thinking out loud right now. And as always, if you want to watch along for the entire length of the film, that's called a Rock Cut. It's available either on my Patreon page or here as a YouTube member. And again, you need your own copy of the film to sync up with the timestamp and watch side by side, but otherwise it'll be sweet.
You were commissioner of the Atomic Energy Commission?
I was determined to get him to run the institute.
I guess whenever they go black and white means we're going back in the past.
The position comes with that house for you and your wife. This would be your office.
It's a nice office. Nice as you can get for that time.
I'm told he's there most afternoons. Wondered why you didn't involve him in the Manhattan Project.
Oh, we're jumping ahead. It's already done?
I've known him for years.
It's not Einstein, is it? Is that what they said? They said Einstein. That's two big minds right there. Two big brains. Oh, wow.
Things in my past you ought to be aware of.
Why would I be worried after everything you've done for your country? Well, that's you. You are the man for the job.
Nice.
Well, I'll consider it.
Oh, he's only going to consider it. My goodness, you're giving him a house, the perfect office.
And they didn't concern you?
But just then I was entirely consumed with what he must have said to Einstein to sour him on me.
Seemed to meet with a wide range of other countries' physicists. Any Russians?
None that spring to mind. If you'll just allow me to continue.
Any he gave the intel to any Russians? I'm so confused. So he already did the Manhattan Project, which I believe was where he created the atomic bomb, right? So we're in the future. I thought this movie was about him creating it, unless I'm thrown off by the time jumps. I feel like you have to have crazy high IQ just to watch this film. So far.
I liked your paper on molecules.
Probably because you inspired it.
If I inspire anything else, let me know.
Did you ever encounter Heisenberg again?
Not in person.
So, like, this movie has got him sitting around a table in the future, trying to explain his whole life to this table of people. And we keep time jumping back to see what led him up to that point.
I
I hear you want to start a school of quantum theory.
Next door.
They put you in there. Theory will get you only so far. We're building a machine to accelerate electrons.
Oh.
One student. That's it.
Once people start hearing what you can do with it.
There's no going back.
Yeah.
Yes, this is it, please.
So weird and awkward coming in being the only student.
What do you know about quantum mechanics?
Grasp on the basics.
Then you're doing it wrong.
My simple mind. Gotta try to wrap around these quantum physics now. Oh, more people are showing up. He's right. Once word gets spread around. Whoa, the class is getting bigger and bigger.
You shouldn't let them bring their politics in the classroom, Oppie.
I wrote that.
Well, this is America, Oppie. We had our revolution. Keep it out of the lab.
The FBI was taking license plates outside suspected communist gatherings.
That's how we got on their radar. It's a communist gathering.
I remember Jackie.
And he showed up there. So that put a red flag to keep an eye on him. Okay.
My little brother Frank, and this is...
Still Jackie.
Hello, still Jackie.
Still Jackie. What, he keeps forgetting?
You're a party member.
But I'm not.
Oh, not yet.
Frank and I are thinking of joining. Just the other day
I support a range of causes.
Why does he not like her so much? Rude.
What are you working on?
What happens to stars when they die? The bigger the star, the more violent its demise.
Well, if you're going to send money to Spain, do it through the Communist Party.
Oh, he's going to send money to the Communist Party.
Ownership is theft.
Property, not ownership.
I'm sorry, I read it in the original German.
Wow.
It's not about the book. It's about the ideas.
I'm committed to thinking freely about how to improve our world.
You're a physicist. You pick and choose rules.
Do you always toe the party line?
I like my wiggle room, too.
Okay, they're having... Oh my god. Cut to. That escalated quickly.
I tried to poison my tutor.
Did you hate him?
I liked him very much.
You just needed to get laid. What's this?
Sanskrit.
You can read this?
I'm learning.
What is she
No.
doing?
Read the words.
And now I am become death.
Oh.
Destroyer of worlds.
What the frig? Yeah, I've heard that quote before. That's the famous quote, right? When he created the atomic bomb. Is she just snooping around trying to get the inside scoop on what he's working on? You know, is she like a spy from another country or something? She seems pretty persistent on like, read this book, and she just happened to be there and hooked up with him so easily, you know? I don't know.
I'm getting married.
Jackie.
Yeah, to Jackie.
He doesn't like her? Why doesn't he like Jackie?
Jackie's not good enough for you, Marty. And you can't hide your disapproval. Why?
I haven't joined the party, Frank. And I don't think she should have convinced you to either.
Oh, that's why he doesn't like her.
I'm happy. I'm happy.
Well, that's it. He's letting him live his own life, but he doesn't agree with his decisions. But I guess it's not his life, so...
Gravity swallows light. It's like a kind of hole in space.
They're talking about a black hole before they knew what a black hole was? Maybe? Los Alamos. Oh, don't want to hold
I didn't
hands?
expect to see you today.
Alvarez?
What, somebody got a haircut and took off? Didn't pay?
What is it?
Oh no, they're in a hurry.
They split the uranium nucleus.
What?
Bombarded with neutrons.
They did it. They split the atom.
It's not possible.
Ooh, where did they say they did it? Say in Germany? Is that what they said?
I'm gonna try to reproduce it.
Their brains are racing now.
Can't be done.
Alvarez did it.
What?
Look,
Alvarez?
30 of these in the past 10 minutes.
Theory will take you only so far.
Uranium atoms.
Chain reaction. You're thinking what I'm thinking.
Every other physicist around the world has seen the news.
I'm just what? What are we all thinking?
Bomb.
Man, she don't want us to
Understand what you
know.
want from
I
me.
don't want anything from you.
Say that, and then you call.
Well, don't answer.
I'll always answer.
Could have this
You're not coming?
relationship on the slaw. Secret. What are they doing? They're pushing him to the front, to the stage? The people love him.
Teachers are unionized. Why not professors?
I've got a group coming.
I'll sit in.
Not this one.
What's going on?
Richard.
How do you think
Richard, you tell Ruth I'll be down in Pasadena Thursday.
he knows they're here to try to make this into a bomb? Is that what he's worried about? Because that guy over there, he's like the engineer, right? The guy who like physically creates things.
The world's gonna remember this day.
You've been upstaged.
Hitler invades Poland.
For a year or two during a previous marriage, my wife, Kitty, had been a Communist Party member.
Is his wife there? What?
Can you explain quantum mechanics to me?
Our bodies, all of it. It's mostly empty space. Groupings of tiny energy waves bound together. That matter is solid. Stop my body passing through yours.
Well, trying to turn quantum physics romantic, hey?
Going to New Mexico.
Okay.
You should come.
Oh, hello.
I'm in with your husband.
Gonna have an affair now? Spicy, everybody. Oh my god, he's moving in there.
I didn't want you to hear it from anyone else.
At least you didn't bring me flowers.
Oh, he did. He brings her flowers every time.
You knocked her up. Fast work.
Can't keep a good man down.
Really?
We can get married before she starts showing.
Oh,
How
wow.
civilized.
Yeah, doing it by the book.
Don't alienate the only people in the world that understand what you do. One day you might need them.
Whoa, true. True. Unionize the radiation lab.
Luminance. Putting everybody out.
No!
Whoa, this guy, he's so anti-union.
Filled with communists.
So I haven't joined the party.
They won't let me bring you onto the project because of this shit.
Can make a bomb, and I know what it means for the Nazis to have a bomb.
I don't.
It's not your people they're herding into camps.
Oh,
It's mine.
there you go, calling them out.
Why don't you take a look in the rearview mirror? Stop being so goddamn naive.
Oh, he's letting them know.
You're actually important.
Talk to the others. You don't have to worry. It's done.
He convinced him.
Then welcome to the war.
After the war, Dr. Oppenheimer was the most respected scientific voice in the world.
Important.
He wrote to the
Oh.
FBI demanding they take action.
Making him out to be a communist, eh?
They drafted in Robert to make me look like a fool.
These isotopes could be useful to our enemies in the production of atomic weapons.
You could use a bottle of beer in making atomic weapons. In fact, you do. More useful than a sandwich.
He's really knocking him out. Man, it's a lot to try to wrap your head around following this movie. I'm doing the best I can, but between hopping timelines and all these characters with names that are just like trying to remember who's playing what role, and
I'm in.
Let's celebrate.
baby's crying and she's just sitting there drinking. Oh,
Shouldn't you go to him?
whoa,
I have been going to him all day.
she is burnt out. Okay, time to shell out some money for a babysitter. Take the burden off her. Come on now. Holy crap.
I'm ashamed to ask. Take Peter. Sure. No, for a while. We're awful people. Selfish, awful people.
She's not cut out to be a mother, I guess. Took a lot of courage for him to get here and do this.
This will help you.
That's nice of him, though, to take over the child, start raising the child. Like you said, two of them, they're like used to living selfish lives with doing whatever they want to do, and then you throw a baby in the mix, and it's...
This is your moment.
We're putting together a group to study
We shouldn't
feasibility.
be doing anything. Lawrence won't get this done. Or Tolman or Rafi, you will.
Okay, saying, yeah, it's your moment in time, so focus on it. Don't worry about me, don't worry about the baby kind of thing. It's kind of the vibes I got there.
Colonel Groves, this is Lieutenant Colonel
Isn't that Matt Damon?
Have that dry clean. Now I'm looking for a project director.
When my name came up.
Nope.
No.
You're a dilettante, a womanizer, a suspected communist, egotistical, neurotic.
Nothing good? No? Not even he's
No.
brilliant.
Hard.
Why don't you have a Nobel Prize? A Nobel Prize for making a bomb?
Alfred Nobel invented dynamite.
Oh, got him there. Got him.
Faster than the Nazis.
Who have a 12-month head start.
18.
Who do you think they put in charge?
Werner Heisenberg. He's the most intuitive understanding of atomic structure I've ever seen. Straight race, the Germans win.
Ooh.
We've got one hope. Anti-Semitism. Hitler called quantum physics Jewish science.
Which gives us compartmentalization.
All minds have to see the whole task to contribute efficiently. Germans know more than us anyway.
The Russians don't.
Who were we at war with? No.
You don't get to say no to me.
It's my job to say no to you when you're wrong.
So you have
But I can run the Manhattan Project. And it comes together here. A secret laboratory. In the middle of nowhere, secure, self-sufficient. If we don't let scientists bring their families, we'll never get the best. You want security, build a town, build it fast.
What? They built a whole town around the secret base for the Manhattan Project? Build a town, build it fast.
Not a soldier, Oppie.
Soldier? He's a general. You know isotopes, and you know explosives better than anyone in the world.
But you can't tell us what you're doing.
It's about unleashing a strong force before the Nazis do.
Why would you think
that'll convince him?
Why? Because this is the most important thing to ever happen in the history of the world. How about that?
Dude got triggered enough. Sick of all these scientists asking, why? Look at him. He's wearing like a military
place supposed to open?
jacket now.
You spread too thin.
So you take theoretical.
I'm not coming here. Rub it.
What? The world's on the
Drop a
line.
bomb and it falls on the just and the unjust.
Good point. Wish they were never created, right?
I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon, but I know the Nazis can't. We have no choice.
Good point.
Take off that ridiculous uniform. You're a scientist.
There you go. Yeah, he does look a little strange in that outfit. They're like, you want me to play the role? You know, you're now military. It's like, no, we're scientists. I can see his apprehension, though, that other guy there. It's just like, man, I don't want my playing a part in building an atomic bomb that could just drop on a city and blow everybody up. But at the same time, like he said, like you're in this rat race of trying to figure out, like, well, if we don't get it, our enemies will first, and then we're all dead.
Finished. Edward, can I?
Please. More important. When I calculated the chain reaction, I found a rather troubling possibility.
Can't be right. Show me how you did your calculations.
What is happening? Get in on it. Find out what's happening.
Tell us calculations can't be right.
Talk to Einstein.
Well, there's not much common ground between you two.
That's where I should get his view.
There you go. He's like, yeah, we have no common ground. Well, then we need a second opinion.
Whose work is this?
Tellers. Point of no return, massive explosive force.
How do you get all this from math? That always blows
It would
my mind.
ignite the atmosphere.
When we detonate an atomic device, we might start a chain reaction that destroys the world. And if the truth is catastrophic,
Then you stop and you share your findings with the Nazis. So neither side destroys the world.
That's wishful thinking. Wow, he didn't get much from Einstein except a little bit of advice.
Chances of an uncontrolled nuclear reaction are near zero.
near zero.
If they actually detonate one of these things, the best assurance you're going to get is this.
The area will take you only so far.
It's crazy how much they can just use math to figure out how things will work in physics and the universe and everything. Like, everything is math, which blows my mind.
Apparently, the government's not sharing any research with the Russians. He mentioned that if anyone had anything they wanted to pass on.
He's snooping. Why is he snooping now?
That would be treason.
Yes, of course.
Conversation ended there. And I am certain that he had no idea of the work in which I was engaged.
He was definitely prying or giving you a warning of some kind, though.
We'll have a scientist appearing before the committee.
Well, I'd like to know the name of the scientist testifying. I'd like the chance to cross-examine.
This is not a court.
Ooh.
It's in the bag, Lewis. So play nice.
You don't know scientists like I do, Counselor. They resent anyone who questions their judgment, especially if you're not one of them.
Are we boring you, Edward?
A little bit, yes. How about we leave it with something new? Instead of uranium or plutonium, we use hydrogen. Heavy hydrogen, great pressure to induce a fusion reaction. And we'll get not kilotons, but megatons.
We get back to the business at hand.
Whoa, they're just pushing him off. I don't know. They felt like they're just like laughed off what he had to say. What a crazy time with all this stuff going on behind the scenes, and the common person don't know nothing about it.
One of our B-29s over the North Pacific has detected radiation.
Atomic test.
The Russians have a bomb. We're supposed to be years ahead of them, but wasn't security tight?
Of course it was. You weren't there.
Forgive me, Doctor, but I was there.
Any ideas?
Who's this?
I call this shooting. Explosives around the sphere blast inwards, crushing the material.
That's the spy there? That's the mole?
British contingent? How long have you been British?
Since Hitler told me I wasn't German.
Wow, that was a good line.
Is that Mr. Server? Yes. I've offered jobs to all the wives of men, librarians, families together.
Are these women qualified? Compartmentalization is the key to maintaining security. I don't like it.
You don't like anything enough for that to be a fair test.
Once a week. Top men only.
I'd like to bring my brother here.
No.
Oh, the brother, the communist.
Security clearance has been approved.
It hasn't.
You are aware that the Nazis have a 2-year head start.
The fact that your security clearance is proving difficult to obtain is not my fault.
But it's your problem, because I'm going. We were in a race against the Nazis.
And now the race is against the Soviets.
Not unless we started.
What's the nature of the device they detonated?
Inmate plutonium implosion device.
Like the one you built at Los.
Still don't know if a hydrogen bomb is technically feasible.
Right. And if the Russians know about it already from a spy.
Right, he was the one talking about it, and suddenly another country is doing it, and they're losing the race. Everybody's sweating now.
Self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction.
Oh wow!
What the hell were you doing in Chicago?
Oh.
Visiting the Met. Why? Just the rights that I give you. No more, no less.
Compartmentalization is the protocol we agreed to.
Oh snap!
Enough. Generalissimo, I quit.
There you go. You lost one of your big brains.
Discretion out there. We'll have him killed.
What?
I was just kidding. Perhaps you can get me my security clearance so I can perform this miracle for you.
And would he ever consciously commit a disloyal act?
I would be amazed if he did.
In light of the current AEC guidelines, would you clear Dr. Oppenheimer today?
Oh,
The guidelines?
putting him on the spot now, being like, you're the one that gave him the clearance in order to be able to go to Chicago, and he's got such a shady background in their eyes that they're not giving him the clearance. He needs to get the job done, but they thinks he's a traitor, and man, the red tape.
I'd like to remind you what we talked about in Berkeley.
Compartmentalization, I understand.
Share a few things that General Groves told me not to. Sorry, General, I said I understood, not that I agreed. Gentlemen?
I seem to remember you demanding your brother come to Los Alamos.
My brother had left the party by then.
We've all read his file here. Do we need to talk about Jean Tatlock? Or the Chevalier incident?
Ooh, they're putting him on the hot seat now. They're all pointing fingers at him. I mean, that's the stress of it all, right? When you got a mole, you're trying to be like, well, no, what about him? What about him?
Your Q clearance came through. It's important you not maintain or renew any questionable associations.
Oh, ho, ho. Don't associate with anybody who they consider shady.
I've had a lot of secrets in my head. Doesn't matter who I associate with, I don't talk about those secrets.
It brings her flowers every time. She's not impressed, and she just throws them in the garbage.
Said in your statement.
He's still hooking up with her?
You left. Not a word. What did you think that would do to me? Where did you go?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
Because you're a communist.
Oh, he was still sleeping with her while she was a communist.
Was undergoing psychiatric treatment. She was extremely unhappy.
He feels naked in front of all them.
She was still in love with me.
Meanwhile, she's in the background here. And oh, wow.
Spent the night together, didn't you?
Look at the hatred.
But you have other priorities now.
I have a wife and child.
That's not what either of us is talking about.
But I can't see you again.
Oh, you can't keep seeing her because she's a communist, and this is looking
But what
bad.
if I need you? You said you would always answer.
I never saw her again.
That was it. How did she take that then?
I didn't say anything that I hadn't already told you.
Today you said it to history, didn't you?
I was under oath.
Well, you were under an oath to me when you went to see Jean. Letting them pick our lives to pieces. Why won't you fight?
Woo! Calling him out now. Fight for yourself. Fight for our lives. And he's just sitting there, blatantly saying the facts, saying how it is. Well, what approach is best, I wonder. I don't know.
A man named Eltonton.
A heads up.
Yes.
You met Colonel Pash?
Indicate further possible Communist Party connections. Subject met with and spent considerable time with one Jean Tatlock.
He's the head of security for the project. Shouldn't I know him?
No, he should know you.
You've heard there are other parties interested in the work of the radiation lab.
Two people on this project that he was in a position to transmit information. It might not hurt to be on the lookout for it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a man who has killed communists with his own hands.
Not the judge of who should or should not have information. Would you be a little more specific?
Uh-oh, he didn't know all that when he spilled all this to him.
Eltonton. I believe he's a chemist who works at Shell. To give them Eltonton without opening a can of worms, I told them a cock and bull story.
So Eltonton made his approach through a member of the faculty here at Berkeley.
As far as I know, as far as I know, yes.
He's probing him for everything he can get out of him now.
Did he give you the name?
He did, but not then, did he?
No. No, in fact, it was some months later, wasn't it? Did you expend resources trying to find the name of the intermediary?
Considerable resources, yes.
And when did you receive the name?
I was gone by the time Oppenheimer finally offered it up in Europe, determining the status of the Nazi bomb project. General Groves.
Oh.
He transferred me to London.
Is it big enough
to end the war?
To end the war.
Let's get down to it.
Schilling,
my old student working for the Nazis, sustained fission reactions in uranium. He seemed more focused on heavy water.
As a moderate.
You took a wrong turn. We're ahead.
The power you're about to reveal will forever outlive the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
We have to make the politicians understand this isn't a new weapon. It's a new world.
What a quote.
Men who gave them the power to destroy themselves.
There you go.
Sorry, Oppie, but there's a call from San Francisco.
But like he's saying, yeah, like once you create this, nuclear bombs and that kind of thing, it's like there's no going back. The world will totally change. Like, and I can see why they're so afraid.
I found her yesterday in the bath.
No.
She's taking pills. Left a note, not signed, but there was chloral hydrate in her blood. There was a note.
Killed her?
She said she needed me. I knew it was me. It was me.
To commit the sin, and then I was all feel sorry for you that it had consequences.
Whoa. Yeah, you don't get to commit the sin and then make us all feel bad for you. Whoa, she's telling to him straight. But it looked like it was a suicide, took the pills, put her own head into water, and killed herself. But at the same time, it showed somebody with a black glove forcing the head down as if she was killed.
Your job, Teller. I'm engaged in research.
On a hydrogen bomb we're not even building.
It won't work for that man. Oh. Kirsty, you replace Nedemar. Seth, I'm putting you in plutonium. No one is leaving Los Alamos.
Laying down the law now. Redirecting everybody. That's it. Why is he so focused on making a hydrogen bomb?
They won't let me leave.
No, stay here. Research what you want. Use on the hydrogen bomb. Whatever. We'll meet to discuss.
You're a politician now, Robert. You've left physics behind many, many years.
Call them out.
1 hour. You and me.
An H-bomb.
Yes, get rid of that plate.
1,000 times the power of an A-bomb. It's a weapon of mass genocide.
It's a weapon of attack with no defensive value.
If we build a hydrogen bomb, the Russians will have no choice but to build their own. Could they be working on one already?
The mind game's going on here between all of these people.
William Borden, Joint Committee on Atomic Energy.
Oh, yes.
Amazing sight, like a meteor. A V-2 rocket headed England. Such an enemy rocket to carry an atomic warhead.
Let's make sure we're not the ones to make that possible.
When you speak, they hear a prophet.
Yeah, listen to a prophet.
A prophet can't be wrong. Not once.
Woo. What a quote. It's true, though.
How was Mr. Borden able to put together such a detailed indictment? Might Mr. Nichols have given him access to the file, or someone else?
Germany is about to surrender. The enemy, who are the greatest threat to mankind. It's our work.
Hitler's dead, but the Japanese fight on.
How do we justify using this weapon on human beings?
They won't fear it until they understand it. A peace based on the kind of international cooperation that Roosevelt always envisaged.
They're basically saying Hitler's dead, but now we got the war with Japan, and we need to put the fear in him, basically, is what he sounded like. Was this the testing of the first bomb? Oh no, they're just doing small stuff. No, the tests now are going to keep getting bigger and bigger, are they?
I'm bringing on your brother Frank, and no and former communist, onto America's most secret and important defense project. You felt your judgment was sound on who on the team could be trusted.
You're a lot further away. Well, figure it out, fast. We leave for Washington in the morning. We're gonna give him a date.
That's it. He's putting the pressure on him.
If we don't act now, they're going to use this thing against Japan.
Just because we're building it doesn't mean we get to decide how it's used.
In Chicago, we put together a petition.
I'm not getting into that.
He's having none of it.
Single device. Dropped from a barely noticed B-29, the atomic bomb will be a terrible revelation of divine power.
World War II would be over.
Military targets aren't any big enough.
Is there no way to demonstrate a bomb to Japan?
We intend to demonstrate it in the most unambiguous terms. Twice. And a second to show that we can keep doing this until they surrender.
Ooh, think about that. He don't care. He's willing to blow up Japan.
The Japanese people will not surrender. Under any circumstances, the use of the atomic bomb on Japanese cities will save lives. In July will be President Truman's last chance to have that conversation. Can you give us a working bomb by then?
Absolutely. We will test fire before the conference.
Absolutely. He's saying, without even speaking to the scientists, he's like, we're going to get it done. It was cool to see the behind the scenes there, though, on how they were discussing whether they should or should not bomb Japan. They have no clue on how big the blast radius is going to be. You know, they did their math, crunched the numbers, they got an idea, but we'll see now if their prediction was right or not. I don't know, they don't seem too confident.
Based on your calculations.
Time to stand behind your science, Hans. Literally.
Stand behind your side. You said this was the blast radius, and now you're going to be there. Just outside of it. Wow, look how careful they got to be with this. Gentle.
But we need good weather for visibility, so it has to be fine.
Like, I get what their point of view was, like, maybe we could just show and demonstrate how big of an explosion this is, tell Japan about it, and then maybe they'll back down. But...
happening, isn't it?
I'll send a message. If it's gone our way, take in the sheets.
Nope. Wow, all business. Not even a kiss.
Break a leg.
You know what? She supports him this whole time, though. Despite him doing all these other things, having an affair and all of that, she's, like, there. There's not much love in their relationship, but they're together. You've got any doubts running through his mind right now? What he's about to unleash on the world.
You're saying we'll have to delay.
Saying it would be prudent.
Nature don't want you to do it.
Tell you the implosion test failed.
Hello, Hans. So we're about to fire a dud.
I know the implosion lenses will work.
2 years worth of plutonium will be scattered across white sand.
He's confident.
Pull them out.
We can make our determination there.
That's it. They're so impatient. They can't wait till tomorrow, right? Like, gotta be.
Get word to Truman by 7. Our window's closing. Storm cools overnight just before dawn. Storm breaks. You could be right, but if you're wrong, I'll hang you. Tell them all. 5:30.
5:30 is the explosion time. Okay.
What did Fermi mean by atmospheric ignition?
The chain reaction from an atomic device might never stop.
What?
Are we saying there's a
It could keep exploding.
chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world?
Possibility.
How remote?
Chances are near zero.
Near zero.
Near. The chance that they don't know what powers they're messing with, right? They didn't know if it would continue to have a chain reaction, and that's it. And then, like, at least blow up the US, or if not the whole world. Mankind gotta dabble, eh? Gotta dabble in things from advancing technology and just doing what they gotta do. It's kind of cool, though. They gotta keep pushing the envelope, creating technologies, altering the planet. They doing it? Is it 5:30? Is it showtime?
20 minutes.
Oh, 20 minutes away. Okay. I actually don't know how it played out in history. So this is exciting. You know, I did see, like, old images of bombs going off in the desert, so I assume this is it. Everybody's pretty nervous. 3 years of work, $2 billion, which is a lot of money back in the day. It's a lot of money nowadays, but
These things are harder than your heart.
it all comes down to this. I like that guy with the sunscreen. The voltage didn't drop. So quiet. Everything went so quiet. It worked, but how big? Don't take it off. Ooh, okay. Why is that? Why did everything go so quiet? Why did he do it quiet? Is that so that lose their hearing or what? Prometheus is right. They're playing with fire now. Like, it only probably took a few seconds, but like we're seeing it in slow motion because it was like they're taking in every detail they can.
And now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Yep. Ooh, there we go. I get to see everybody's reaction to the sound. It worked. Now they can make a bigger one, right? Was it worth it? And he smiles for the first time since we started. No, he didn't blow up the planet. That's a good start. Yeah, well, now they got the bomb. The problem is they're going to friggin' use it.
Tell her to take in the sheets.
Take in the sheets.
Bring in the sheets.
There you go. That's enough code that you needed.
If we detonated too high in the air, the blast won't be as powerful.
We'll take it from here.
Oh, come on now. Yeah, hand it over to the military. You're done.
Giving them an ace, it's for them to play the hand.
Should I come with you to Washington?
What for?
No, we won't. You're out of the picture now.
As best I can.
That's it. They used you. They used your big brain, the big brains of all the scientists to create this, and then they're like, thank you. Here's your check. Have a good day. From here on out, we'll make our own bombs.
But what's your opinion? Once it's used, all war becomes unthinkable.
Yep.
Until somebody builds a bigger one.
Yes, exactly. They'll never stop. Right? Once you get one breakthrough, you build on that breakthrough, you make another one and another one until there's no end. We're to the point now we got what? Hypersonic missiles that can drop that payload, which is a much smaller version of that, and do 10 times the amount of devastation. It's like, no, they're not going to show it?
The bomb had more power than 20,000 tons of TNT. It is an atomic bomb of the basic power of the universe.
Man, they didn't want it to be used. The scientists didn't anyways.
Everyone here is feeling reasonably good about it.
Yeah, how would you, as a country like Japan, how would you not immediately surrender? Like during this time, and then suddenly there's just this giant bomb goes off. You're just like seeing this devastation on a scale that you thought was only possible by God himself. Wow. Should we clap harder? Yes,
The world will remember this day.
How will they remember it? Something to be proud of or something to be ashamed of, right?
But I'll bet the Japanese didn't like it.
What's going on in his head with all this distorted background and sound effect?
I just wish we had it in time to use against the Germans.
Oh, he's having horrible flashes here. Oh, the nuclear fallout. Is it the crazy visions he's getting? This is what's going through his head. He's losing his mind. So are the people in there. Father of the atomic bomb. Ooh, he gets to meet the president. I'd say, after doing something like that.
Dr. Oppenheimer, it's an honor. How's it feel to be the most famous man in the world? Your invention let us bring our boys home.
Well, it was hardly my invention.
He can't take full responsibility for it.
You know when the Soviets are gonna have the bomb? Never.
What?
And abundant resources.
Abundance.
Wow, how
They'll
confident are
put
they?
everything they have,
You're leaving Los Alamos. What should we do with it?
give it back to the Indians.
Wow. You don't like that answer.
We have to build up Los Alamos, not shut it down.
I feel that I have blood on my hands.
You think anyone in Hiroshima gives a shit who built the bomb? They care who dropped it. I did.
Look at him. War-hungry man. He's like, here, you can clean your hands off because it's all on me. I'm the one who dropped the bomb. Let him take the responsibility. I bet he feels guilty for his part that he played in it, but like he knows now the arms race is on. I think the president wanted him to come in and be like, bro, up top, high five, we just blew up a country. You know, it's like, what?
Brother was blacklisted by every university in the country. Chevalier went into exile, but none of that stopped Robert from pushing the GAC to recommend arms control instead of the H-bomb.
I think it must have been a blow for you. For the world.
Klaus Fuchs, the British scientist that you put onto the implosion team at Los Alamos, turns out he was spying for the Soviets.
He was the mole, yeah, I kind of thought he was. Kind of picked up on that.
He's followed everywhere. There's trash picked through.
Oh, he had the same thing happen to him.
In Washington need to start leveling with the American people.
So he had to lose his security clearance.
His credibility. I worked my whole life to get here. They want to put me back in my place. A lowly shoe salesman.
Will Hill's testimony back us up?
Hill will be fine.
Never forgave Robert for not supporting their petition against bombing Japan.
That's true, they wanted him to sign, he didn't. He pushed him away.
They died days or weeks later from iridium-like rays emitted in great numbers.
The atomic bombings were not the last act of World War II, but the first act of this Cold War with Russia. Urge them to continue my research on the super.
I neither can nor will, Edward.
Gee, Robert Oppenheimer, Sphinx-like guru of the atom. Nobody knows what you believe. Do you?
I don't know if he knows what to believe. No, he's got definitely a troubled soul. Got a lot going through his mind constantly.
Atomic weapons are to be added to the arsenals of a warring world. Then the day will come when people will curse the name of Los Alamos.
But if they never created it, then another country could have done it in secret, and then the world could have, if it got into the wrong hands, it could change the whole face of the planet.
Sat here and let me tell you how it's done. But you've been far ahead all along.
Borden, when we all know that it's Strauss. And then you humiliated him in front of Congress.
But more useful than a sandwich.
Strauss has been perfectly clear that he is neutral.
Wake up! It is Strauss. Why won't you fight him?
She's called him out again.
Borden didn't take any convincing.
There's nothing new here.
Your conclusions will be. I've talked it over with Hoover. He'll hold McCarthy at bay while you do this with the AEC. We need a systematic destruction of Oppenheimer's credibility so he can never again speak on matters of national security.
Oh, they're gonna take away his character. He's behind it all.
You send your accusations to the FBI. You write up an indictment. And tell Oppenheimer his security clearance must not be renewed. When he appeals, I appoint a board. They will, of course.
They got it all planned out, every little detail.
No audience, no reporters.
No burden of proof.
We're not convicting, just denying.
Well, the mastermind here.
Sir, you're out of the shadows now.
Yeah, that's why this has to work.
Set him all
Sorry
up.
it's come to this, Robert.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Friggin' jerk, setting them up.
Strauss wants me to walk away.
Strauss knows that you can't do that. You'd be accepting the charges. Robert, we have to fight.
This won't be a fair fight.
Oh, nope. He's gonna fight? You're finally gonna fight? Come on.
You might be furnished with a copy.
The document is classified, Mr. Garrison. There was a recording of the interview.
Client sit here and potentially perjure himself, and all this time, you had a recording? Can we hear this recording?
You don't have the clearance, Mr. Garrison.
Oh, come
You're reading it
on.
into the record.
In entrapment or in truth?
This isn't a trial, as you are well aware. Evidentiary rules do not apply.
We're in need of a brief recess.
Gentlemen,
That is not fair in any way.
your friend, Hakon Chevalier, the communist, he's still your friend?
Yes.
Oh, the lawyer's not enjoying that. But man, they're like, oh, we got all this proof, but we're not gonna let none of you hear it. Just take our word for it.
Dr. Oppenheimer is a man of upstanding character. He is loyal to the United States.
Yep, he's got his back.
Why go through all this against a man who has accomplished what Dr. Oppenheimer has? Look at his record. What more do you want?
They want to burn him. You know, they want to burn him at the stake.
How long has counsel been in possession of this letter?
I don't think I should be subject to cross-examination by you, Mr.
Whew. This is ridiculous. He can't do anything. My nerves. He had no chance. They're not even playing by the rules. They're making the rules up as they go.
More probably than not, J. Robert Oppenheimer is an agent of the Soviet Union.
I'm sorry, Robert. Is anyone ever going to tell the truth about what's happening here?
You can't. Just lies on top of lies, or stacking them on top of each other over and over again. Every time they're like, okay, let's try to tell the truth. Nope, you're just going to sit down and be quiet now, and we're going to make our own narrative and spin this the way we want.
I've been asked to testify about Louis Strauss. Most of the scientists in this country would prefer to see Mr. Strauss completely out of government.
Ooh.
Because of the personal vindictiveness he demonstrated against Dr. Oppenheimer.
There you go, finally.
Pilloried and put through an ordeal because he expressed his honest opinions. Should sit in judgment of a man because he expressed strong opinions.
Initiated and carried through largely through the animus of Louis Strauss.
There you go.
Strauss turned to the personnel security system in order to destroy Oppenheimer's effectiveness.
That he's loyal to the United States. I believe this.
Do you or do you not believe that Dr. Oppenheimer is a security risk?
I thoroughly disagreed with him in numerous issues. I want to see the vital interests of this country in hands which I understand better.
Oh, wow, throwing him under the bus after all that time working together.
Under the current AEC guidelines, would you clear Dr. Oppenheimer today?
I would not clear him today, but I don't think I'd clear any of those guys.
There you go.
That's all.
No, don't cut him off. Let him finish. He's not trying to throw him under the bus. You know? It's treated like a trial, but they're saying this is not a trial. So, like, you don't get to follow all the rules of a courtroom.
Interrogated by a prosecutor who used all the tricks of a rather ingenious legal background. A man appointed not by the board, but by Louis Strauss.
There you go.
Roger Roth.
Yeah, he was appointed by Strauss, and he's the one who's manipulating this whole thing.
Are you familiar with the fact your husband was making contributions to the Spanish Civil Wars when it was going into Communist Party channels?
Don't you mean through?
There you go.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
So your husband had not stopped having anything to do with the Communist Party.
Because I don't like your phrase, having anything to do with the Communist Party, because Robert never had anything to do with the Communist Party.
Woo! She's good. Man, she's the best one yet. She gave it back. She's a fighter, like she said.
served your country well. If this is the reward she offers you, then perhaps you should turn your back on her. Then tell them to go to hell.
Interestingly enough, you can't prove a goddamn thing. You certainly can't prove that I gave the file to Borden to tear me down. What's his angle?
Do people need a reason to do the right thing? As he sees
the
it.
right thing.
Oppenheimer knows how to manipulate his own. J. Robert Oppenheimer, and if he could do it all over, he'd do it all the same. You know he's never once, because it made him the most important man.
I don't get that vibe.
How many were killed or injured?
70,000.
70,000, both Hiroshima and...
110,000 in both.
Any moral scruples about that?
Terrible ones.
Well, supposing there had been a target in Japan big enough for a thermonuclear weapon, would you have been opposed to the dropping of it?
Why? He's not the military. He's not the one who presses the button. What the frig?
Years building the bomb, you then argued against the use of it.
Building.
Never be built. If we did it, they would have to do it. Our efforts would only fuel their efforts, just as it had with the atomic bomb.
What? Man, the music was building so loud I could barely hear the dialogue.
You should be thanking me.
Oh, you're delusional, man.
Not. Or is the crowning moment of my career about to become the most public humiliation of my life?
Has come to the unanimous conclusion
Here we go.
that you are a loyal citizen. However, in the light, together with your somewhat disturbing conduct, we have voted 2-1 to deny the renewal of your security clearance. A full...
Kicking him out. They said, you know what, we believe you're still loyal to the country, but that's it. You're not going to be working on the projects anymore. You're done.
Don't take in the sheets.
Don't take in the sheets means they went bad.
Well, there were a couple of unexpected holdouts.
Undenied. Yeah?
I'm afraid so, sir.
All right. Who were the holdouts? What's his name?
Kennedy. John F. Kennedy.
Really?
Did you think that if you let them tar and feather you, then the world would forgive you? It won't.
We'll see.
At least he's getting his.
Maybe they should just invite Oppenheimer instead.
Maybe they will.
I turned the scientists against me one by one.
They didn't talk about you at all.
Yeah, there you go.
It's possible they spoke about something more important.
Oh, burn! Now you gotta face the music now, buddy.
To deal with the consequences of your achievement. When they've punished you enough, they'll serve you salmon and potato salad if you're a medal.
Really?
Pat you on the back, tell you all is forgiven.
Look, even him?
It won't be for you. It'll be for them.
No, you're not gonna get a smile from her. Nope, keep walking, pal. she wants to knock you out.
We thought we might start a chain reaction that would destroy the entire world. I believe we did.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good advancement to be used for other forms of technology, and you can't stop the pace of science, but at the same time, it could mean the destruction of the human race. There we go, look. It's like everything. Every power can be used for good or bad. The destruction of everything. Alright, everybody, what a story. Holy crap. Wow, I don't know if it needed to be 3 hours long, though. Couldn't they have condensed that down into an hour and a half, 2 hours at the most? You know, just took all of my focus to figure out what was actually happening. I grasped over all the concept of it, had its ups and downs and that kind of thing. Either way, comment below, let me know what you thought of it. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Peace and love, everybody. See you later. Take care.